Okay, so this video demonstrates loading the correct PLC onto the Pi and dispatching a train, and whenever it reaches the area of the track governed by Wayside hardware, the PLC will cause the switches, the lights, and the crossings to be changed automatically. So here I'm seeing uploading the correct PLC to the Pi. So then once that's done, I'll go ahead and open that. Then that's the work that's done on the Pi. Here is a picture of the PLC with the correct logic. Okay, so we're going to head and run the main simulation, open Wayside hardware and software, so we'll be able to track the occupancies. Open CTC. So then we're going to put it in a manual mode so that we can dispatch a train to the station. I think it's on F block, but that will go around most of the Wayside hardware portion, so we'll be able to see how the switches move. Okay, so we just have to wait for the train to depart. Okay, so then this cuts to now the train is at N, which is Wayside software, but you can see that the train is moving. The block occupancies do change. It's just running in real time. So then we'll see it move here in a second. Yep, so it went from N83 to N84, so you can see that the train is moving. And then once it reaches the T block, the first T block, we'll be able to see the occupancies begin to show up on the Wayside hardware UI. Okay, so now we're at S, and you saw it went from S to T. Shows that it went from the Wayside software portion to the Wayside hardware portion. So now it will begin going through that portion of the track. So now we're at T106, it just went to T107. So then if we go ahead and open the track model module, we'll be able to see how these switches and everything are changing based on a T block being occupied. So you can see that the light at Z is green to accept it onto that portion of the track. And that just shows some of the default positions. Okay, so now we're at U. Okay, so this cuts to us at Y, about to go approach our first switch, which is the F28 switch. Right now the switch is in the right position to accept it onto that portion of the track, and we saw it go from Z150 to F28. So then that changed. After that, we'll be able to read our new lights, switch, and crossing positions. Okay, so now the light at Z is red to not let another train onto the bidirectional portion of the track. The switch at D is left now. That light is green. The light at A1 is red to not let another train onto the bidirectional portion while that train is on it. Okay, now our occupancy is at F24. And see if the train is still moving. It has a little bit more authority before it stops. Okay, so now we've crossed into the E section. Because we've crossed into the E section, the crossing at E19 should be in the down position. Okay, and so we check that on track model, and that is accurate. The crossing is now down. So now we're approaching the next switch. It should continue on to the C portion of the track and not the A portion. So it should go from D13 to C12. And then after it gets to C12, we should see more light and switches changes. Okay, we saw it go to C12, so now we're in the C block. So now that we're in C, we can go ahead and review the new switch and light positions. So the only occupied block at the moment is in C. So we'll go ahead and check with the track model. So, yep, the light at Z is red. The switch at F28 is in the left position. Yep, the light at A1 is green to allow it back onto the bidirectional part of the track and then eventually towards the yard. And we can see that reflected on our occupancies. Okay, now we're about to go back onto the bidirectional portion of the track. It should go from A1 to D13. Okay, and it does that. Then that should cause more changes in our switch positions. Yep, we can see that the switch at D is back to left. Switch at A is red. Okay, so then that was Wayside Hardware responding to different occupancies and changing switch, light, and crossings.